Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Back out in the shop today working on the Ranger. I spent a little time this morning pressure washing most of this out. I went on and got the new slave cylinder put in. And yeah, we've got the engine pretty well ready to go. Got the separator plate put on, new flywheel, new clutch kit. I did put a new pilot bearing in, which if you throw that in the freezer for a few hours beforehand, it slides right in or taps right in very easy. You won't damage the bearing that way. But anyways, so I'm ready to sit this in place, and that's what I'm gonna do. Not gonna bore you with that, so when you come back, hopefully it'll already be sitting in and we'll be working on getting it ready to run. And like magic, we're back, and the engine is sitting in place. Most of the bell housing bolts in, motor mount bolt or nut on this side. Still need to get the motor mount nut and a couple bell housing bolts in the back on this side, and it'll be permanent. But yeah, it's coming along slowly but surely. I'm not gonna bore you too much with reassembly. I do a little time lapse of it, and we'll get it to the point where hopefully we'll be able to start cranking on it, build a little oil pressure on the starter, and see if we can get it to fire up. Now, got a coil pack in, got the exhaust manifold put back on, which I did go on and put a new O2 sensor in it. I've replaced most of the sensors that looked off, like the intake air temp sensor. I replaced it. It looked pretty rough when I pulled it out. The oil pressure sender was new. We replaced the crank position sensor, as you saw previously, just on principle because it is a pain to get to. But you may notice that I've got a lot less cluster over here, and that's because I've pulled the AC compressor bracket and all the AC stuff off the truck. You may be wondering why I would do that. The AC system has not worked on this truck since the owner got it, and he currently isn't really interested in fixing it. And when it comes time to fix it, all of that stuff's going to get replaced anyways. We'll hang on to the bracket and like the tensioner brackets and all that stuff, but whenever he's ready to replace it or get it working, we'll put a new compressor in it, new lines, new condenser, new evaporator, make sure everything's good, because I don't like using stuff that's been sitting with a leak or open to the elements for any length of time, because you never know when it's going to fail. But anyways, really decluttered the engine bay. Makes it nice to actually get down in here and be able to work on things. I have gone on and routed most of the harness. I didn't kick the camera on for that, but it's pretty boring. I don't have the upper intake put on yet, but that is coming. I've got to get underneath and work on some fuel lines, and I won't bore you with that either because you can't really see under the truck. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm still going to, I gotta pull this steering box off. It's been leaking for a long time, and I went on and ordered one for it while we had it apart. While the truck was down, I figured we might as well go on and change it. And that'll keep the owner from having everything soaked in power steering fluid too. So anyways, we'll keep going. Well, as you can see, we are a good bit further along than we were when the video cut out last time. And it's been a couple days. That's because I've been fighting a problem on this, which, well, long story short, we've got some warranty issues that I've got to take care of. But yeah, I'm going to leave that for another video because apparently it's a pretty common problem on these reman engines, reman cylinder heads, and high mileage cylinder heads. Which we'll get into that, like I said, in another video. So yeah, kind of an abrupt end to this video, but it is what it is. So yeah, if you've got any comments, questions, complaints, drop them in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal account set up, and the link to that is in the video description. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.